Well, hello once again from makingmoneyfromjunk.com. Hey, we've got a little bit of vintage electronics here. I wanted to show you a little more about that. This happened to come out of a casino slot machine, video poker looks like, different cards and so on and so forth. Anyway, it's an older piece and we were tearing this down. Thought it might be interesting for you to see. And you look at it and you go, well, there's a few chips on here and it's, it's kind of a low-grade board. Not much interesting, and you probably want to just sell the board off directly. But I thought, well, I'm going to tear into this just a little bit. And had buttons all along up here, different things. So I said, let me just start tearing into it. And what I did was I just took my screwdriver and went in underneath these buttons and just take them off here like that. And then I found that there was some interesting connectors on the bottom. Now, some of them came off. And I believe you can probably see it here. There's several of them here that have gold. I'll just turn those around. And they're nice little gold-plated pins that I found in there. So I said, well, let me keep tearing this apart. So I've got all these different buttons. Most of them broke off cleanly. But then I just take my cutters and I just cut these off and save that little piece. Put it over my gold scrap box. And each one of these, that's what I do, the same thing. I'm going to try to pull it out of there if I can. And, oops, if I cut it, see, it goes flying. So that's one reason I put my hand down there typically. Because if you accidentally cut it, you don't lose it. And that's a good way to make sure you keep all your gold, so you don't have to go find it later in the sweeps when you're sweeping up. All right, well, anyway, let's go ahead with this, taking these buttons apart. Pretty simple. I just took them and you pull out the plastic top, and then you can cut the I took a screwdriver and just go in here and you can break this down, or you can cut it with your pliers there, cutting pliers, and you get down in here and you're going to find there's another little piece of plastic with the bulb in it, and then you find this. I've got one cleaned up a lot better. This is the connection here. It's got silver plated on this side, and then those gold plated ones in here. Like I said, some of them broke off and we left them on the board, but in this case these broke off into the plastic. So you sure want to get those, and you can just usually pull them right out of there and then just drop them in your gold bucket or silver bucket. Right now I'm collecting everything into the same bucket because my refiner said just throw everything in for the gold and silver at the moment, for little stuff in silver. Any big stuff I want to keep over into a separate thing. So I'm going to leave it in here like this and just send it all to the refiner. And there we go. Now I just got that plastic left over. So that's it. That's how you take apart these buttons. And the reason I wanted to say this is because I want to make sure that you understand that gold is not just necessarily what you see visible right up front. Sometimes you want to dig a little bit, and switches and buttons and things like that are pretty good about it. These buttons actually have a nice little piece here. I think that may be brass. I don't think that's really gold, but I'm going to throw that in with to the refiner as well. And it could be silver on this side, and that's sometimes you just toss it in there and say, hey, let them figure it out when they're doing the chemical stuff. Also wanted to say real quickly, you want to look for these kind of chips and try to be careful with them. Depends on how much time you can take with them, but you might want to look these up, especially these white ones. Might want to look those up online, see if collectors are taking these. Because sometimes these collectible chips, you may get $3, $4, $5 a piece out of them, instead of just getting, maybe $5, $6 a pound, whatever the going rate is, when you take them out. You want to be real careful when you take them out. And I use a screwdriver for the non-collectible ones. A little flat blade screwdriver that just slides right in there and just takes those out, and then off we go. And for the collectible ones, you just want to be a lot more careful, because the collectors don't want to see any of these pins bent. So it takes a little practice, but after a while you'll learn how to be able to pull those out and not bend those pins pretty good like that. Alright, well, that's it for today's thing from Making Money from Junk. Little vintage electronics and some IC chip stuff. Look forward to hearing from you. Keep picking up the book, makingmoneyfromjunk.com. Lots of folks doing that and out there making money from junk. See you soon.